It's January 1st, 2021. All of Northern Virginia is waking up from a New Year's Eve party, possibly with a hangover. But little did we know, the real estate market as we know it completely changed. All of a sudden, homes are getting 5, 10, 15, 20 offers and selling for as much as $50, $70, $80, $150,000 over list price. Well, in this week's video, I'm gonna share with you what I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis, being in the trenches, and then I'm gonna give you some great strategies that'll help you get your offer accepted in this highly competitive market. And we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor. It's another beautiful day right here in Northern Virginia. And if it's your first time here on my channel, please consider subscribing because every week I release videos about living, working, playing, top neighborhoods, pros and cons, cost of living, basically everything that you need to know about living right here in Northern Virginia. So because of all these videos that I create about living in Northern Virginia, I get calls, texts, emails almost every single day from folks just like you who are moving to Northern Virginia, and I absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving to the area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. You can even schedule a live Zoom call with me one-on-one. But whatever you got to do to get a hold of me, always know I got your back when you're moving to Northern Virginia. How to get your offer accepted in this crazy market. Well, this video is gonna be a follow-up to a video I did a couple months ago called The Future of the Northern Virginia Housing Market. Check it out right here, it's a fantastic video. So the way this video is gonna work out, I'm gonna give you some kind of market updates, exactly what I'm seeing day to day being in the trenches, because I am boots on the ground every single day. And then I'll give you some market stats so you can see real data, kind of like how much homes are selling for over list price here in Northern Virginia. And then I'm gonna give you some great strategies that'll help you win and get your offer accepted and finally find your dream house. So let's get at it right now. So what am I seeing on a day-to-day basis? So since January 1st of 2021, I have written probably about 32 offers for my clients and I've won 10 of them. So I've been in 32 multiple offer scenarios and I've won 10. I'm not saying that to flex on you, but I'm trying to tell you this because I'm boots on the ground. I am in the trenches, so I know exactly what's going on. So every single house I've put offers on has been a multiple offer scenario. Every now and then a house will fall through the cracks that will not get multiple offers, but every single house that I've been involved with my clients has been multiple offers. And I've seen anywhere from 5 offers, that's been like the low end, as high as I think 22 is the highest that I've been a part of. So that is a lot. When you're competing with 22 other offers, it takes a lot to win that. And then in terms of over list price, I'm seeing on the low end about 25 grand over, and I've seen as high as $150,000 over list price. It is absolutely crazy. Especially single families, they're definitely going for the highest over list price, and townhomes as well, they go really above list price. Condos is probably the exception to the rule. However, they are still selling over list price, but I see a lot of condos maybe only sell for like $5, $10, $15,000 over list price, because single families and townhomes are definitely gonna be a lot more desirable than a condo will be. So another thing I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis is buyers, I don't agree with this, but unfortunately they're doing it to win, is where they're waiving their contingencies, like their home inspection contingency. So basically what that means is they're just buying the house as is, and also waiving their appraisal contingency. So what that means is, in the past you would have an appraisal contingency. So let's say the appraisal came in low, like $5,000 or $10,000, you could reopen the room for negotiation. So that way maybe the seller lowers the price or you meet halfway, because the banks, they'll only give you a loan up to the appraised value. But now in 2021, everybody's waiving their appraisal contingency. So now if it's a low appraisal, let's say it's $10,000 less, now it's up to the buyer to pay that $10,000 delta. So now I'm gonna give you some real numbers right here. These are single family homes that have closed in Loudoun County since January 1st. So the medium list price is $750,000. Now that's not the sales price or the final close price. So the medium closed price is gonna be $788,000. That is a $38,000 spread over the list price. And then you have Fairfax County single family homes. Again, since January 1st, the medium list price is gonna be $771,000. and then the medium close price is $800,000. So there's gonna be a $29,000 spread over the list price of single family homes in Fairfax County. Again, these are just the averages. So you can see most of these homes are selling over list price. Like I said, I've seen homes sell as much as $150,000 over list price. Now, with that being said, I'm not telling you to scare you, just want to prepare you, because if you're thinking about diving into this market right now, I want you to have as much information as possible, because this market, it is not for everybody. But if you want to buy a home and you're ready to dive in, this video is perfect for you. So we're going to dive into some great strategies, but probably the most important thing is you got to be patient in this market. I would say on average it's taking buyers anywhere from like 3 to 6 offers till they finally get one accepted. So be patient. Don't be emotionally attached to any house. I've always been a big believer, whatever house you end up getting is the house you're meant to buy. And this is so true. I'll tell you a personal story. I bought my place about 2 years ago, and the market was nowhere nearly as crazy 2 years ago as it is now. But I still lost, I believe, 3 houses before I finally got mine accepted, because the houses I wanted happened to all have multiple offers. But I lost 3 houses, and at the time I was bummed out. But I ended up winning the 4th house, and when I won that house, guess what? It's hands down the best house of the 4. So had I won the first 3 houses, I would not be in my current house right now, and I absolutely love where I live. So I'm so happy and grateful that I ended up losing 3 times to finally get the house that I was meant to buy. And before I dive in on giving you some strategies on how to get your offer accepted, just give you a super quick overview of what is causing this crazy market. Well, really, it's extreme high demand and extremely low inventory. There's no homes for sale, and the demand is through the roof. So what's causing this high demand? Well, there's a few things. One, historically low interest rates. Now they have risen the past month or so. It's around 3%. Obviously talk to your local lender. That's just kind of what they're at right now, but don't quote me on that because I'm not a loan officer. So, but obviously when you have lower interest rates, it gives you a higher buying power. Another reason why the demand is so high, it is because of COVID. So many people work from home. So let's say you used to go into the office 5 days a week, but you lived in a 2-bedroom condo. It wasn't a big deal, but now you're working from home. You want bigger space. Hence why single family homes are in such high demand right now, because people, they want more space because they have to work there, live there. They're gonna be spending 18 hours a day in the house, if not more. So now people want bigger homes, which has really caused a spike in the demand. Now what's causing the low inventory right now? A few different reasons. One is gonna be because of COVID. So COVID's kind of caused the high demand, but it's also causing low inventory. There's still a lot of people out there who decide to sit on the sidelines. They don't want 100 strangers walking into their house. That could change though, with a lot of people getting vaccinated. Maybe we'll see more inventory hit the market. But that's one of the reasons why inventory's been so low, is because of COVID. Another reason is low interest rates as well. The past year saw a lot of people refinance their house. So now their same house, they're saving $400, $500, $600, $800 a month. So they're thinking, why should I sell? Because now my house is even better because I'm paying so much less. And another reason why inventory is so low is a lot of sellers, they feel like, hey, if I sell, I'll make a ton of money, which is great, but then where do I go? Because I have to get back into this buyer's crazy market. So now a lot of sellers decide, hey, I don't want to sell because I have nowhere to go, so they just decide not to sell. Now, some great strategies to help you win in today's market. Again, I have won 10 multiple offer scenarios this year. Again, I'm not trying to flex on you, but just know that I have real world experience. None of this is in theory. Now, a lot of these strategies, they don't work every single time. So obviously, in what works here in Northern Virginia may not work in other parts of the country. So always talk to your local real estate expert if you're in another part of the country. But one of the first main things you need to do to win in this market, 100%, is hire a rockstar real estate agent. This is probably the most important thing. This is definitely not time to do it yourself or even hire your cousin who just got licensed last week. No, not the time. You need a rockstar agent. Now, a few reasons why you want a local rockstar agent. A, right now, more than ever, this market's all about relationships. And another thing a rockstar agent may have access to is off-market properties. I have, me personally, been able to get my buyers 3 off-market properties this year. Had they hired someone else, they never would have had access to these properties. And how I get access to a lot of these off-market properties, I just know so many agents here in Fairfax, Loudoun County. I'm always texting them, hey, what do you have coming on? And ideally, I try to get my buyers in before it hits the market. And that is a huge, huge, huge plus of having like a local rockstar agent. Also, you're going to want an agent who's going to get as much information as possible about what the seller is exactly looking for. So that way you can tailor your offer to match exactly what the seller is looking for to really increase your odds of winning. Another thing that you want to do to really help you win in today's market is get a rockstar local lender. Ideally a lender that's partnered with your real estate agent, because you want them working as a team to really help you get your offer accepted. Again, I have won multiple offer scenarios just because of having a local rockstar lender, especially having a lender that knows a lot of the other agents. That'll definitely help you win in today's market. So another strategy to help you win in today's market. Now, I hate doing this, and before 2021, this was not the norm, but a lot of folks are waiving their, like I said, home inspection and appraisal contingencies. So a lot of times you have to do this just to compete. Again, I hate doing this, but this will definitely help you win, or at least match what the other people are doing. Now there's ways around this stuff. Like I always tell my clients before they waive their appraisal, I dive in deep into the comparable sales, because I want to give them a, an odds that this house will appraise or won't appraise. Because I've written or been about to write offers that I told my client, hey, there's a 0% chance this house will appraise at the price we're going to offer. So I usually tell them, let's skip this house, let's go to the next one. So I've been pretty good with appraisals so far this year. I think I'm like 8 for 9 with my buyers appraising so far. So I always dive in deep and give them a percentage chance of the house appraising. Now the home inspection side, same deal. I try to get as much information as possible about the house. How is the roof? How is the HVAC? How is the water heater? Things like that before we, waive our home inspection contingency. And the one thing I always do, I always write in the contract that we still have a right to a home inspection. It'll be for informational purposes only. That way my buyers, they at least know all about the house before they move in. Now another great strategy to help get your offer accepted is going to be a higher earnest money deposit. So when you submit an offer on a house, you always put like a deposit. Kind of show you have some skin in the game. I would say generally, at least here in Northern Virginia, throughout my career, 1% has been pretty standard. So let's say a $500,000 house, leave a $5,000 earnest money deposit. That money just goes towards your down payment, by the way, if you're not sure. But let's say instead of putting $5,000, you put $20,000 earnest money deposit. So it actually shows a couple things. A, shows the seller you got more skin in the game, you're more serious. It also shows the seller you actually have a lot more money. So just that little small, maneuver right there can really help your offer stand out. Another great strategy is doing a shorter escrow period. Usually the escrow period here in Northern Virginia, it's usually 30 to 45 days. It's pretty standard past 10 years or so. But if you can get that escrow period down to like 21 days or even 24 days, it'll absolutely help your offer stand out. Because obviously a seller, they'd rather have their money sooner than later. But obviously talk to your loan officer, because a lot of loan officers cannot close that quickly, but talk to them before you add that to your offer. Now another great strategy, and without a doubt, I've won at least 3 homes this year because of this one, and that's gonna be a buyer personal letter to the seller. Now I do not do this all the time, because a lot of agents, they won't present the buyer letter to the seller. And I can see, a lot of fair housing laws, they don't want to get themselves in trouble. So I can see why some agents won't present that to the seller, but some agents will. And it's really great. Let's say we're walking through the house, and I had one earlier this year, and my client, she served in the Army, and we were going through the house. She could tell that the seller served in the Army. So she wrote a nice personal letter telling how she served in Afghanistan and all that good stuff. And boom, guess what? We won because of that personal connection. At the end of the day, this is an emotional transaction. So let's say everything's even, and the seller, let's say they lived there for 15, 20 years, and they just love the house because they spend so much time there. But let's say your offer is $500,000, and there's an investor, they're $500,000, but you sent the personal letter because there was some kind of connection that you saw when you're at the house. If everything's even and they read that letter, they're gonna sell it to the folk with the letter, because they rather sell it to somebody who's gonna appreciate the house instead of like an investor who's just gonna rent it out. Again, this is an emotional transaction. Another thing to help you get your offer accepted is get creative. I remember earlier this year, again, multiple offer scenario, this light bulb just went off on my head. I don't even know where this idea came from, but I asked my client, hey, why don't we offer the seller $1,000 towards their moving expenses? And he was like, great idea. And we did it, and guess what? We won because of that small little thing, because nobody else was doing that. So just get creative with little things like that. Now, another great tip to help you win in this market. Now, obviously, every home gets multiple offers, sells over list price. However, some homes do fall through the cracks. So wait till like Monday or Tuesday, kind of see what homes did not sell over the weekend and go after those. A lot of great homes will fall through the cracks. Now these homes, they'll probably still end up getting maybe 2 or 3 offers, but it's a lot easier to compete with 2 or 3 offers compared to 15 or 20. And again, the biggest tip that I can give you in this crazy real estate market that we're in right now, be patient. You're most likely not gonna get your first house. You could, but most likely not. Like I said, on average, it's taking buyers anywhere from 3 to 5 offers before they finally get accepted. So be patient. Like I said, the house that you end up buying is the house you're meant to get. And if you want to learn more about living in Northern Virginia, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you on the next video.